Have you ever noticed how the world feels just a little too thin? Like a movie set where if you walk behind the buildings, you'd find nothing but wooden supports and dust? You think you're seeing the world as it is, a rich, detailed, objective tapestry of light and sound, but you're wrong. You aren't seeing reality. You're seeing a hallucination, a survival-optimized user interface designed by your brain to keep you alive long enough to pass on your genes. The most terrifying secret about your existence isn't that you're living in a simulation, but that your own biology is the one doing the censoring. Consider the door you just walked through. Did you really perceive every molecule, every texture, every subtle shift in light? Of course not. Your brain took a handful of chaotic sensory inputs and discarded 99% of them, replacing the gap with a high-resolution mental model of a door. This is called predictive processing. Your brain doesn't wait for input to tell it what the world looks like. It constantly hallucinates the world and then uses your senses only to correct the mistakes. It's like a predictive text engine, but for the universe. And for most of history, this worked perfectly. It kept us from walking off cliffs and helped us find berries. But we've evolved to live in a world that no longer matches the one our brains were built for. This leads to the unfinished architecture problem. When you stare at a blank wall or sit in complete silence, your brain's predictive engine doesn't just shut off. It continues to run, desperate for input. Without sensory data to ground it, it begins to hallucinate more aggressively. This is why people in sensory deprivation tanks start seeing things, geometric patterns, faces, entire scenes that aren't there. Your brain is trying to fill in the unfinished gaps in the architecture of reality. It's an active creator, not a passive observer. But here is where the glitch becomes haunting. If your brain is just a prediction machine, and reality is just a hallucination that we've all agreed upon, what happens when that consensus breaks? Take the phenomenon of change blindness. We can look directly at a massive, glaring change in our environment, like a person changing shirts in the middle of conversation, and completely fail to see it. Our brains assume the world is stable and simply ignore the evidence of chaos. We aren't seeing the world. We are ignoring everything that doesn't fit our pre-written script. We are living in a self-imposed prison of our own perception. We ignore the vast majority of the electromagnetic spectrum. We discard the chaotic noise of the quantum world, and we fixate on a narrow human-scale band of existence because it's efficient. But if you strip away the layers of biological filtering, if you stop relying on the shortcuts, what remains? Perhaps a terrifying, raw, and infinite chaos that our minds were never meant to comprehend. When you look into the mirror, you think you're seeing yourself, but you're really seeing a best guess rendered by your visual cortex, filtered through a lifetime of biased expectations and emotional memories. You are not the witness of reality. You are the architect of a tiny, comfortable bubble that is slowly leaking. The question isn't why we see what we see. It's what are we missing that we've been conditioned to ignore? The glitch is always there, waiting at the edges of your vision, in the static of your thoughts, and in the moments when the predictive model fails to account for something truly new. You are walking on a stage built of shadows and assumptions. And one day, the script is going to run out. Are you ready to see what's behind the wall? If this realization unsettled you, or if you've ever felt that glitch in your own life, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to wake up, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mechanics of your own mind.